February 28th. Dear VJ, a lot of the time I don't know why I keep writing these letters when you never write back. Not that I'm mad at you or anything. Please don't think that. I just noticed, that's all. I guess I don't entirely know why I write you these letters, but I usually feel better once I do. So I'm going to keep writing, even if you never write me back. Plus, there's so much I have to say. It's not the biggest deal ever or anything, but a very cool thing happened. Mom agreed that I can dress up as Phil Nycro for Purim. You know, the totally awesome knuckleballer who won 318 games? Oh, right. I just realized you might not know what Purim is. It's a Jewish holiday that's sort of like Halloween because we dress up in costumes. Plus, there's a play and a carnival. It's a very noisy holiday, which means it's not my favorite. I like carnivals and everything, but can't people be a little quieter about it? Of course, now that I get to dress up as a legendary knuckleballer, I'm looking forward to Purim much more. Last year, Mom made me dress up as Queen Esther. The costume she made for me was really hot and itchy. Ugh. Maybe Phil isn't exactly a traditional Purim costume, but I'm way happier to go as him. Dad ordered a jersey for me online that's a replica of the jerseys they wore back in the 1970s. Isn't that so awesome? But it's not just my costume that I wanted to talk about. I have to tell you about school. Things are changing, and it's all because of baseball. Today, Kyle the Terrible and his friends found me at lunch, even though they're in 7th grade and usually don't bother with 6th graders like me. I was eating at my usual table in the corner of the cafeteria, as far away from the awful loudness as I could possibly get. I used to eat lunch in the hallway, but then a teacher saw me and told me that's against the rules, so I can't do it anymore. 1 or 2 other people sit at my table, but we don't ever talk. One of them is named Brian, and he can't talk. His aide was there with him at lunch, but when Brian got upset about something, and they went away, that left me alone. After that, Kyle and his horrible friends came up and sat down right across from me. I wanted to tell them, leave now, but I couldn't. I guess there's no actual rule that says they can't sit there, but I didn't like it one bit. Why are you here? I asked them, trying very hard to keep cool. Only sometimes making words is hard for me when I'm nervous, so it all came out like, why are you here? With no spaces in between. Really, Vivy, there's no need to be rude. We just wanted to get to know our newest teammate, Kyle said. He smiled at me, but I'm 100% sure it was fake. I didn't say anything in response to his fakiness. Is that a word? It should be. At that moment, all I wanted was to eat my cheese sandwich. And just so you know, I only like cheese on my sandwich, no ham or roast beef or anything else. I don't understand why people ruin the yumminess of cheese by lumping it in with slimy ham. Much like ham and cheese, Kyle and peace don't go together. He kept looking at me, his lips curled up in an ugly snarl. My cheeks warmed up and I fumbled with the sandwich. Crumbs got all over my chin and I couldn't brush them away because my hands were full. Kyle saw my sandwich problem, and his smirk just got wider and uglier. He turned to his big, stupid friends. Oh, great. I thought my father got a regular girl for our team, but it's even worse. We have ourselves a monkey girl. She can't even eat a sandwich or talk like a real person. He started making noises that I guess were supposed to be monkey sounds. They reminded me of a cartoon chipmunk. Not a squirrel. He doesn't deserve to be a squirrel, even if he is officially a flying squirrel. But even though Kyle stinks at making animal noises, it still hurt. I felt stupid, itchy tears welling up in my eyes. I will not cry, I told myself. I will not cry. Except I was losing that battle. That's when another boy walked up to the table. I thought he looked familiar, kind of short with spiky black hair and brown skin. I couldn't quite remember him at first because of my problem with faces. I did not like this very much. At first, I figured he came over to join the Let's Make Fun of Vivy party. I mean, why else would anyone bother with me? But then he glared at Kyle and slid into the seat next to mine. So I began to think that maybe everything wasn't completely terrible after all. Still, I didn't really know this boy, and that made me really, really nervous. "Hi, Vivian," he said to me. He turned to the other boys with narrowed eyes. "Hey, Kyle, what are you guys doing? I hope you're not trying to bully our new pitcher. I'm sure your dad would be really interested to hear about it if you were. But even you guys wouldn't act like such total losers, right?" Kyle glared. "Watch it, Carrillo. Believe me, you don't want to get on my bad side." Still, he stood up, and they left after that. They actually left. The boy, whose name is Alex Carrillo, smiled at me. Once he started talking, I remembered why he's familiar. He's a catcher for the Flying Squirrels, my catcher. "Your knuckleball is the coolest pitch ever," he told me. "It's super hard to catch, but you're like our team's secret weapon. Nobody expects the knuckle." Talking to a boy who is nice to me is definitely a new thing, so I tried very hard to remember everything he said so I could write about it to you later. "Thank you," I said. I wanted to seem polite. Interesting, even. I like my secret weapon, although I guess it's not going to stay secret for much longer. I don't even know what made me say those things. I usually don't talk to other kids at school, ever. Alex just seemed so nice, and my thoughts kind of came tumbling out of my mouth before I could think about it too much. Alex grinned at me. "Your knuckle may not always be secret, but it's still pretty awesome. I don't know what my secret weapon is yet. I'm pretty good at blocking the plate, but I don't know if that really counts. You got any ideas?" "You made Kyle go away," I reminded him. He laughed. "Yeah, I guess that could be it. Man, does that guy ever just shut up?" And then he talked a little more about baseball and the team and stuff. He did an impression of Coach K that almost made me choke on my apple slices. I definitely did not expect that when the lunch period started. It's funny, but I'm almost glad Kyle and his friends decided that today was a good day to be mean. Of course, I'd never tell them that. You've said in your interviews that a good catcher is a knuckleballer's best friend. I don't know if Alex can be my best friend, but does this mean he is a friend and not just a boy who happens to be on my team? I sure hope so. It's hard to tell sometimes. VJ, are you really friends with your catcher, or is that just a thing when you're on the mound? I think Alex could maybe be my friend, but I don't know for sure. From VJ. P.S. 1 week to my first game. Can you believe it?